Have you ever opened your phone for just 5 minutes and somehow ended up feeling like everyone is winning and you're the only one struggling? Like, one person is engaged, one person has a new business, someone else is traveling, and another one is glowing like they drink air and sleep in a cloud. And you're just there thinking, wow, I did laundry today. Iconic. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you, because today we're talking about how to handle pressure, comparison, and confidence without losing yourself in the process. Not the fake, just be confident advice. Real, practical, human stuff. Let's start with pressure. Pressure is that invisible force that whispers, you should be doing more. And then suddenly it's yelling, why aren't you doing more right now? Pressure can come from goals, deadlines, money, family expectations, or that weird timeline people think you should follow. But here's the thing, pressure isn't always bad. Sometimes pressure motivates you. The problem is when pressure becomes your lifestyle, when you can't rest without feeling guilty, when you're doing a lot but still feel behind, when you can't celebrate wins because your brain already moved the goalpost. It's like you finish one thing and your brain goes, nice, now do it again, but better, faster, and with prettier lighting. And that's exactly how people start losing themselves. Because under pressure, we stop being a person, and we start being a project. Now let's talk about comparison. Comparison is normal, it's human. But social media turned it into a sport. Because you're not comparing your real life to someone else's real life. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel, their best angle, their best day, their best caption, their best version of confidence. And comparison is sneaky. It doesn't just steal your joy, it steals your identity. Because the more you compare, the less you ask, what do I want? And the more you ask, what should I want? Based on what everyone else is doing. So here's your quick comparison reset. First, ask yourself this. Am I inspired or am I shrinking? If you feel motivated and energized, that's inspiration. If you feel anxious, heavy, or like you need to prove yourself, that's comparison doing what it does best. Second, switch from comparison to curiosity. Instead of saying, I'll never be like that, try, what can I learn from that? Or, what's one tiny step I can take that actually fits my life? Because you don't need to copy someone's whole life. You just need to build yours. Third, remember this. Different season, different story. Some people are in their harvest season. You might be in your planning season. And planning season is not cute. Planning season looks like effort, uncertainty, messy progress, and starting over. Planting season is basically, I cried. But I still did the thing. Now, confidence. A lot of people think confidence means being fearless, being perfect, having zero doubts, walking into every room like the main character with background music. But real confidence is quieter than that. Confidence is self-trust. It's being able to say, even if this doesn't go perfectly, I can handle myself. And self-trust doesn't come from motivational quotes. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. Small ones. Not dramatic ones like, starting tomorrow, I will become a completely different person. No. Small promises. I'm going to show up today. I'm going to do one step. I'm going to take a break without punishing myself. I'm going to stop talking to myself like I'm a disappointment. Because the way you talk to yourself is either building confidence or bullying it. So how do you build confidence without losing yourself? Here are 5 things you can actually do. Number 1. Define your version of success, not the internet's version. Ask yourself, what does success look like for me if no one could see it? Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's stable income. Maybe it's having time for your family. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's feeling proud of your effort without needing validation. Because if a goal looks good online but makes you miserable offline, it's not a dream. It's a trap. Number 2. Use evidence confidence. When you're doubting yourself, don't argue with your feelings. Bring receipts. Say, I've handled hard things before. I've learned skills before. I've survived worse than this. Make a tiny list called Proof I Can Do Hard Things. Even if the list is simple. I showed up, I sent the email, I made the call, I stayed kind, I started again. That's confidence fuel. Number 3. Stop trying to be the most and start being you the most. You don't need to be the loudest, fastest, prettiest, richest, or most impressive. You just need to be real, consistent, and clear. Trying to be the most turns you into a performer. Being yourself makes you powerful. Number 4. Pressure needs boundaries. If pressure is coming from everyone else, you need lines you don't cross. You can say, "I'm not discussing my timeline. I'm focusing on my current plan. I'll share updates when I'm ready." You don't owe people a deadline for your life. Number 5. Replace the question, "What if I fail?" with this question. What if I abandon myself? Because the real loss isn't failing. The real loss is becoming someone you don't recognize, just to impress people who aren't living your life. Here's a quick self-check. Ask yourself, am I trying to prove something or build something? Am I doing this from fear or from alignment? Would I still want this if nobody clapped? Am I proud of how I'm treating myself while chasing this? Because you can be ambitious and gentle, driven and grounded, confident and kind. You don't have to become harsh to become successful. So if you needed a sign to slow down, breathe, and come back to yourself, this is it. You're not behind. You're becoming. And you don't have to lose yourself to level up. If this resonated, leave a comment with one thing you're doing this week to build confidence without pressure. And if you want more real talk like this, subscribe, drink water, unclench your jaw, stop arguing with imaginary people in your head. And I'll see you in the next one.